Good afternoon, Jonathan. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number 2. So again, here are the parameters for writing assignment number 2. It's that synthesis of research or synthesis of background literature that you're going to combine, coordinate and combine the findings of your research into general categories or topics. And so that's what you've done. One of them is the physical and mental health problems, high turnover, and low job performance. But what I need to know is poor employee mindfulness programs. Now, I'm not sure what you mean mindfulness programs. So here in your introduction, you should explain what it is that you're targeting as mindfulness program, the poor employee mindfulness program. So, for example, are you talking about underperformance? Are you talking about bad negative attitudes? Are you talking about, there are a host of different ways. So if you can target what you mean by poor employee mindfulness programs, that would be great. In your introduction, you want to, while you have listed the 3 areas or the 3 subcategories or subtopics that you're going to address in this synthesis, you want to also give a general description of what each one of them points to. So you want to add in, the 3 main areas are physical and mental health problems, high turnover rates, and, low job performance. These combined lead to, so you want to give some sort of understanding of where this research has taken you. If I look at each one of these sections, the first thing I want to share with you is APA in-text citation. So there's a little chart that I just pulled up on Google search. I use this often to show that, just real quickly, what you need to do. If you start with the author's last name, then you're going to, at the end of that sentence, you're going to use parenthetical citation with the date, comma, and the page number. If you do not, if you just paraphrase, you're going to have the authors, the year, and the page number. And if you quote specifically, you'll put the year, cite the authors, put their year, and the page number at the bottom. So what I want to share with you here, let me get back to yours, is you have a combination of all of these together. So here you have the list of the authors, and then at the end of the sentence, you have the list of the authors and the number. You need to pick which ones you're going to do. If you're going to say, this is from the article, you don't need quotation marks, you just have the article. And then you have the author's name. I mean, you just have to pick which way you're citing it. So I think you have the gist of how to utilize APA. You just need to implement it accurately. So that's one of the things. Another thing I wanted to share with you, go to our latest depression. Okay, to go back and get a quick edit for grammar. And in the United States, other than employees having some protection under the FMLA, there are no protection that employers are required to extend to their employees. So check a couple of things just with respect to simple grammar. And in the United States, comma, other than employees utilizing protection under the FMLA, there is not another protection that employers are required, or any other protections that employers are required. So you want to make sure that your subject-verb agreement is consistent throughout your research paper. There was another thing that I wanted to point to. Here we go. It was right here. I'm trying to recall for some reason my highlights came off. Oh, I can't remember. So the 3 basic things. So here it is, right here. Here's a good example. No, that's not it. What I'm trying to share with you is be short, concise, and to the point. You want to make certain that you don't fall into the run-on sentence gap, and that really is difficult because you have a lot to say about what many different authors their conclusions, and you want to make certain that you're synthesizing, you're integrating them from one into the other. So it's difficult to maintain that curt, clear, concise, and concrete method throughout your paper when you're trying to combine. But the better approach to that is to truncate each statement with one idea, especially when you're reporting someone else's findings. When you go to your research paper, that's the time when you'll be doing a little more, complex compound sentence structures where you're utilizing or you're integrating varied information across the board. So at the end, you want to avoid statements like, as we have seen, as you will note. This is completely objective. This is not your opinion. This is not your findings. This is not your report in terms of the research that you have done. You didn't do any primary research here. You are simply stating the facts that other researchers, professionals have drawn and where you've cited those sources. So that's really the purpose of that submission. So you want to go through and do three things. Double check your grammar, double check the APA citation, and remove all opinion types of commentary where it says, like, as you've seen, as we can see. You just be very frank, concrete with your findings. I hope that's helpful, and I look forward to reading your final copy.